So I made one of these videos at the very start of the season when I had like about 8k subs, to be honest. So I'm going to do a 5 bold predictions for 2018. So these are predictions for what's going to happen between now and, let's say, the start of next season. I think the first person to do this video was BBALL. I'll leave a link to his video in the description, and the main reason I wanted to do this was I saw a video from Legend of Winning. I'll leave a link to his video in the description as well, and I decided to give my own 5 bold predictions. And a big thanks for all the support recently. We've stopped uploading daily, but I'm going to try to get a video at least out every second day. And we're not that far off 40,000 subscribers. If you're new to the channel and you like this content, subscribe. If we get it 500 likes, that would be insane. But anyway, now let's get on to the video. So my first bold prediction is a Western Conference playoffs prediction. And my prediction is that the Los Angeles Clippers are going to make the playoffs. So the Clippers started off the season really well and looked like they were actually probably a better team after losing Chris Paul than they were with Chris Paul. But the thing is, they're the Los Angeles Clippers, so what always happens to them? Their players get injured. Doesn't matter if their players have a history of injury or not, they'll get injured once they join the Los Angeles Clippers. But over the last couple of weeks, the Clippers have started winning games. They have a somewhat healthy team right now. Obviously, Danilo Gallinari and Patrick Beverley are not in their squad, but they have somewhat healthy of a team. They've got Teodosic back, Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan seem to be healthy, and Lou Williams is coming up huge off the bench for the Clippers, and definitely in with a shot of winning 6th man of the year. They're currently 17-19 with 2 teams 19-18, the Trail Blazers and the New Orleans Pelicans. 2 teams that are incredibly inconsistent, and the Pelicans tend to be quite injury prone. The Pelicans, when they have their full roster, often seem to be a good team, but a lot of the time they're missing one of their 3 or 4 best players. They also can look like one of the best teams in the NBA, and then the next day look like they're one of the worst teams in the NBA. The Portland Trail Blazers for the last couple of years have gone through some crazy hot streaks like they did towards the end of the last regular season, and they've also gone through some crazy cold streaks. So you just never know what's going to happen with the Portland Trail Blazers. But in my opinion, I think that the Clippers have got too much talent. Even with the squad they have right now, I believe they have way too much talent not to make it to the NBA playoffs. And if they end up getting in as the 8th seed, with even the team they have right now, everyone staying healthy, I think they could give the Warriors or the Rockets a run for their money in the first round and maybe win a game or 2. The next prediction is probably the most crazy and the least likely to happen. But it's that LeBron and Paul George will both join the Los Angeles Lakers. A lot of people are looking at the Lakers losing and saying, okay, they're not doing well, LeBron's not going to join them because they have no chance of winning. While that may be true for next season, these guys seem to be getting better and better. Brandon Ingram seems to be getting better every time he steps on the floor and looks like he could become an NBA star in the future. Lonzo Ball has been playing brilliantly since the whole LeVar Ball sending his kids to Lithuania thing has really overshadowed anything Lonzo's been doing. I know he's injured right now, but he was great before the injury. Kyle Kuzma looks like he could be a great scorer, and he's a really versatile player who would suit playing with LeBron James. But do they have a shot of winning next season? No, they don't. Even with LeBron James and Paul George, I don't give them much of a shot of winning against the Warriors. And to be honest, I don't think that whatever LeBron James does, he has much of a shot of winning against the Warriors next season. I think the Warriors are that good a team that nobody, no matter what LeBron does, has any shot against them. And I think LeBron James is the greatest player ever. I just don't think that he's any shot against this Warriors team no matter what he does. But the thing is, playing with this Los Angeles Lakers team could prolong LeBron's career. At the 3/4 position, if him and Paul George both go, he's got him, Paul George, Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma. If they're able to keep Jordan Clarkson there, they've got Clarkson, they've got Lonzo Ball, they've still got Julius Randle who they'll probably go and trade. But in 2 years' time, this Lakers team could be ready to overtake the Warriors, especially because some of the Warriors players may be slightly on the downhill, and Lakers guys are getting better and better. And with a guy like LeBron James on their team, they're only going to get better and better. I think that if LeBron James wants any chance to win another championship, he can't do what he's been doing the last couple of years, taking in veterans, former All-Stars, because this Warriors team, in my opinion, is too good. And I think that the only shot he has of winning a ring for the rest of his career is by joining a young team like the Lakers or the Sixers. And I think the Lakers, if he can join with Paul George, could be a perfect fit for both of them long term. LeBron James' tactics of taking in veteran, former All-Star players and getting them onto his team seems to have worked in terms of finals appearances. But LeBron James is currently leading the NBA in minutes per game, and he did last season. Long term, that can't have a good effect on his career. I know it's looking like LeBron James isn't human. LeBron's taking far too much of a workload right now with the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think going to somewhere with a lot of young, talented players who can take a bit of the workload off him, allow him to play less minutes per game. And if Luke Walton can do something similar to what Popovich did with Duncan with LeBron James, he could play easily till he's 40 and still be arguably the best player in the world till he's 40 if his minutes are managed. But I think that if he keeps going the way he's going, and I think if LeBron stays in Cleveland, it will keep going the way he's going, which a lot of people think he's going to do right now. And I think that that could easily take a year to 2 years off his career. So in my opinion, the Lakers or probably the Sixers are the best options for LeBron James. But of those two teams, I think he's the best chance of joining the Lakers. The next bold prediction is that Ben Simmons is going to be the first rookie since Blake Griffin back in 2011 to be an NBA All-Star. The Philadelphia 76ers are only slightly out of the playoffs, but if Joel Embiid can stay somewhat healthy for the rest of the season, realistically they are going to make the playoffs. The Indiana Pacers had a great start to the year, but are currently on a big losing streak, and in a couple of days the Sixers could have overtaken them for the 8th spot in the East. Ben Simmons has had an incredible rookie season, but may not actually win Rookie of the Year. I wouldn't be surprised if Donovan Mitchell goes and ends up winning it. But Simmons is averaging 17 points, 8.5 rebounds per game, and 7.5 assists per game. He's a 6'10" player playing point guard as well. Extremely exciting to watch. If he manages to add a 3-ball into his game, he could honestly be a game-changing player in the NBA and a franchise-changing player. But Ben Simmons right now as a rookie is a star in the league with superstar potential. I would not be surprised to see Ben Simmons as an all-star. And I think that if he's not an all-star, it's going to be extremely close. Because obviously in the Eastern Conference, if he is considered a point guard, there are players like Kyrie Irving, there's John Wall, there's Kyle Lowry, there's Spencer Dinwiddie, who appears to be getting a lot of votes right now. So it's quite a tough position to get in the Eastern Conference. But at the same time, Simmons is playing so well that you can't even write off him being an all-star. And while a lot of people won't say this is a bold prediction, but considering the fact that there hasn't been a rookie in the All-Star game since 2011, it would be crazy to see Simmons in it. Next bold prediction is an award prediction. I actually said before I was making these 5 bold predictions that I wouldn't put any award predictions in, but this one, if you had said this at the start of this season, people would have thought you were crazy. But it's Kevin Durant winning Defensive Player of the Year. Kevin Durant is currently second in the league in block shots per game, 2/100ths of a block per game off Miles Turner, who's first in the league, and a good bit ahead of Kristaps Porzingis, who's third in the league. Kevin Durant has become an elite rim protector and is also one of the most versatile defensive players in the NBA and has a great ability to switch on the pick and roll, can guard the other team's best perimeter player and also guard the other team's center quite well. While his on-ball defense isn't anywhere near the best in the league, he's a great team defender and an elite rim protector. And the Warriors are one of the best teams defensively in the NBA. And him and Draymond Green seem to be the 2 best defenders on the team right now. And Kevin Durant has done more than just protect the rim. He did a great job defending LeBron James on Christmas Day. And I know obviously he fouled LeBron James a couple of times, but he still stepped up and guarded the best player in the world in one of the biggest regular season games, if not the biggest regular season game of the year, and did an extremely good job in my opinion. Kevin Durant is not the best defender in the NBA, and he's not by a long shot. But the thing is that awards don't necessarily go to the most deserving person every year. The fact that Kevin Durant wasn't a defensive player at all before joining the Golden State Warriors and has now become elite on that end of the floor will definitely give him an advantage over a lot of other players, because 2 years ago people would have said you were crazy if you had said Durant would be in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year. As well as the fact that there's no one in the NBA who's had an incredible defensive year. There's been a serious amount of hype in the media about Kevin Durant's defense this season. And with that hype, as well as the fact that he may lead the NBA in blocks per game, I think that if he does lead the NBA in blocks per game, he's going to win Defensive Player of the Year. I think that the media hype, the fact that he's only really started to become a solid defensive player in the last year or two, as well as the fact he may lead the league in blocks per game and is part of a great defensive team, is probably too much for him not to win Defensive Player of the Year. And the last prediction isn't necessarily an NBA prediction, but it's a draft prediction. And I'm predicting that Trey Young will go number 1 in the NBA draft. I know you might be thinking I'm crazy because Trey Young wasn't even projected to be a lottery pick at the start of this year. But Trey Young is having the best freshman year I've ever seen right now, and he just seems to be getting better and better. He is as close as we've ever seen to Steph Curry at the college level. And a lot of the flaws with Jimmer Fredette that a lot of people even said that he wasn't going to do well in the NBA because of these flaws, he doesn't seem to have. He shoots really quick, he shoots great off the dribble, he shoots great with a hand in his face, and he shoots great over taller defenders and quicker defenders. Every year, more and more three-point shots are being taken in the NBA, and three-point shooters are becoming more and more valuable. And if you've got a guy who has potential to be a Steph Curry, you don't pass on him. So while it's still unlikely he goes number 1, we'll probably end up going around 5 or 6. If whoever's picking number 1 believes that he's the next Steph, I would be shocked if they passed up on him. So anyway, that's the video. These are my 5 bold predictions for 2018. Well, from January till October 2018 anyway. And however many of these I'm correct with or wrong with, I will be reacting to all of these at the start of next season anyway. So anyway, that's the video. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.